Hello everybody, my name is Kristin Parich. You may know me as the wife of the guy who normally does the intro, Chris Parich. In case any of y'all are wondering why we are doing a mental health presentation at a software user group, whenever Chris started the program, I joked, oh, maybe I could do a burnout presentation, and no one ever let me forget it. So here we are. When Chris is in Norway and I am pregnant with our second child. And thank you. And really sick with it. So this is going to be a fun thing. If I put a thing in my mouth, that is going to be something to keep me from throwing up. So let's ride this together. A little bit about me. I am a PLPC, which is Provisionally Licensed Professional Counselor. I'm working on my full licensure. I have a master's from UL in clinical mental health counseling. And I currently work as a mental health professional at the Lafayette Parish Jail. So, I'm... Seeing some familiar faces, you know. Another reason why I don't know why y'all are having me present this, because I'm probably the most burnout person in this room, because I was working with exclusively suicidal people for about 2 months straight, 24/7. So, here we go. Avoiding burnout. Don't work 24/7 with suicidal people for 2 months straight because all your coworkers quit and your boss got fired. Number one. So, what is burnout? Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and you're unable to meet the constant demands that are coming for you. It's a gradual process. It can come from work, home, really anywhere that stress can come from. Burnout reduces productivity, saps your energy. The negative effects can spill out into every aspect of your life, home, work, social life, everything. Burnout can cause long-term changes to your body and make you vulnerable to illnesses like the cold and flu. And like stress, it can also make you more vulnerable to things like cancer, other major health issues, heart failure. So it's something that you really need to take care of. So what can burnout feel like? It can feel or look like. It can feel like becoming increasingly helpless, hopeless, cynical, and resentful. Every day is a bad day. Caring about your work and home life seems like a total waste of time and energy. You're exhausted all the time. The majority of your day is spent on tasks you either find mind-numbingly dull or overwhelming. You feel like nothing you do makes a difference, and nothing you do is appreciated. It can feel like a sense of failure or self-doubt, feeling trapped, helpless, and defeated, detached, feeling alone in the world, a loss of motivation, decreased satisfaction and sense of accomplishment, withdrawal from responsibilities, and isolating yourself from others. Procrastinating, taking longer to get things done, feeling like you have nothing more to give, frequent headaches and muscle pain, changes in appetite and sleep habits, using drugs, alcohol, and food to cope excessively, taking out your frustration on others, and skipping work or coming in late and leaving early. Can anyone really relate to any of this?
Is it okay if I got all of those?
It's not okay, but I can tell you how to work on it.
Besides food, drugs, and alcohol.
Maybe keep it to a minimum. There's a healthy balance here.
I find a couple of drinks.
And that's how alcoholism can start.
I don't drink this.
Okay. So, some work-related causes of burnout. Feeling like you have little or no control over your work. A lack of recognition, or feeling that you don't get rewarded for the hard work that you do. Unclear or overly demanding job expectations. Doing work that's monotonous or unchallenging. And working in a chaotic or high-pressure environment. Some lifestyle causes of burnout. Working too much without enough time for socializing or relaxing. A lack of close, supportive relationships. Taking on too many responsibilities without getting help from others. Not getting enough sleep. And poor nutrition. Personality traits that can contribute to burnout. Perfectionist tendencies. Nothing that you ever do is good enough. Pessimistic view of yourself and the world. A need to be in control. A reluctance to delegate to others. And a high-achieving type A personality. Now, a lot of these seem like the same thing to me, but a lot of this presentation I honestly copied and pasted from a particular website. It'll be in the references, because you're getting a burnout presentation from someone who's burnt out. So am I stressed or am I burned out? So stress is too much, burnout is not enough. So if you feel like you have too much going on, everything's just closing in on you and you're just overwhelmed, oh my God, that's stress. If you feel that you are just completely empty, there's nothing more to give, everything just hits you and here I am, that's burnout. You can have both. Yes, sir.
My situation is more like I spent a couple of years working on, a lot of extra overtime on a project that ultimately ended up failing. And even though I'm not really under a lot of pressure to perform at the moment, I'm still feeling like I have, burnout symptoms, particularly just a chronic state of exhaustion where it's like even like by Wednesday I'm like done for.
Even if others didn't have high expectations of you in this project, did you have higher expectations of you? Then you could have been unintentionally a cause of that burnout. It's not just, burnout isn't just from what other people put on you, it's also often it's from what you put on you. That's why I included those personality traits, because we are always going to be our hardest critics. We're always going to go, I could have given more, I could have done more, and that will exhaust us. That will burn us out. And so you got to find ways to keep yourself from just beating yourself up all the time.
I find related to this, if you're working on something that's really ambiguous or it's really out of your control, but you worked hard on it, that's like just a defeating feeling.
Of course.
Because you essentially worked, you like gave yourself to this project and it's like for what? For nothing.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that can definitely lead to burnout. Like, I'd be surprised if it didn't leave you feeling some kind of empty, some kind of, So, it's possible to be both stressed and burnout. So, how do you avoid burnout in general? Do things that recharge you emotionally. Your general coping skills, your reading, journaling, listening to music, watching TV and movies, playing video games, just the things that you do in your life that I can relax, I can do this, and I can feel a little bit better after this. Take a damn vacation. This is one thing that I was bad at because I started my job 2 years ago and I have taken one vacation. And I'm not counting my maternity leave because that's not fair to myself. So take a vacation. Take time to yourself, get away, put up your phone, put away your laptop, experience things that aren't work, and take a damn vacation. Spend time with friends and family that leave you feeling fuller rather than empty. We all have those friends and those family members that whenever you finish spending time with them, you just feel so drained. Oh, God. No. Put them aside. They can come later. The friends and family, the people that you bring yourself around, and whenever you're done talking to them, you're like, man, that was really fun. I want to do that again. We need to meet up again. Those are the people you need to be surrounding yourself with more, because those are the ones that are giving you more. And we'll get a little bit more on that later on. Avoiding isolation. Now, there are a few hermits in this world, but humans in general are social creatures. We need other people in order to be our own healthy selves. So whenever you isolate yourself, you become depressed. When you're depressed, you isolate. And it's a self-fulfilling cycle, and it will defeat you. So making yourself get out and be around some people can really help. Eating and sleeping well. If your nutrition's poor, you're going to feel like shit. If you're not sleeping well, you're going to feel like shit. So help with that exhaustion by eating and sleeping well. But see, I didn't say eating or sleeping more, or even just sleeping more, because if you oversleep, that can also deal with depression. That can, another self-fulfilling cycle is you sleep more, you're more exhausted, you get more depressed, so you sleep more. Depression can work in making in hypersomnia or hyposomnia, making you more tired or less tired. Finding a good balance of where your body needs in regards to sleep and nutrition is going to be what's going to really help you out in this stage.
Yeah. One thing that helped with me, my last position, it was extremely stressful, and I was definitely suffering from some burnout. And I started, I don't know where I read this, but I started taking like random, just single vacation days.
Oh,
you know, and it was like, it made like a world of difference. You know, like just take a random Wednesday off. You know, just for like no reason. And it was like something to look forward to. It broke up the week. It made, you know, like the week not seem nearly as long.
Mm-hmm. What I've seen some people do is they take off one extra Friday a month, like schedule like the middle Friday of the month, first Friday of the month, last Friday of the month, to then give themselves a 3-day weekend, and that's helped them tremendously. But also taking a day in the middle of the week, if you know that that's something that can help you. Some people are like, oh no, then I have to go back. If that works for you, perfect, do it.
Some companies will let you take a mental health day like against your sick time.
Yes.
Like the place I work for now does that.
Mental health days are the best.
Yeah. So I mean, like if you're like, I almost need one this week, but if you're having like one of those times, like use a sick day. That's what it's
Take
for.
a sick day. Yeah. So.
More ways to avoid burnout. Get counseling. Seriously. I might be a little biased here, but you want to come to the jail? There are many ways to get there, including the drugs, the alcohol. So I might be a little biased, but I believe that taking your mental health seriously should be taken like taking your physical health seriously. I think that people should get a yearly mental health physical from a counselor, a social worker, a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever. Just talk to someone who is like, it's nice to talk to your friends and everything, but it's different talking to someone who's mentally health trained, because they're not waiting for their chance to talk. They're not like asking the awkward questions. They're trying to help you unravel all your stuff so it's something that you can better deal with. So get counseling. I can give y'all referrals if y'all are interested in that after the presentation. In particular, the Clinic for Counseling and Personal Development is a clinic that is the clinic that trained me for my master's. It is free to anyone in the community. There's a $25 intake fee the first time you go. After that, if you go for years, every single session is going to be free. It is done by students, but they are supervised by licensed professionals, licensed professors that are watching through videotapes or audio, whatever, to make sure that they are doing things properly. So that is an option to people who are unable to pay, and it's something I recommend often to my clients at the jail for whenever they leave. Limit your overtime. If you're doing too much, you're doing too much. Like, you signed up for this many hours. If they're forcing you to go over that, you need to talk to your boss, because You're no use to them whenever you're burnout. Get some hobbies. Hunting, fishing are really big in this area. Some of the video game stuff. Lots of people are making music nowadays. Get a hobby, build a garden, something. Guided imagery, and going to your happy place. There are plenty of things online that can help you with this. There's videos of it if you want to just listen to someone else talk to you very soothingly and guide you through going up the mountains, going to the beach, taking a trip through Hyrule, like whatever you need, you're going to be able to find something that's going to take you there. If that's what you need, that's something I highly recommend. It's really good for depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. There's lots of research on it. ASMR if you're into that. Exercise. Get some exercise. Go into the gym, get those endorphins going, and it makes all your happy hormones rise. I know you're like, oh man, I don't want to do it. It's going to suck. It's going to suck. And then while you're doing it, oh man, it sucks. It sucks. Afterwards, don't you always feel, whoo, I can take on the world. Yes. Exercise. So, using relationships as a way to get out of burnout. I kind of touched on it earlier. Know your 5 love languages. They are physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service. These are the 5 major things that we do to give and receive love. The way that you give love doesn't necessarily have to be the way that you receive love. Find out the ways that you best receive and give love, and use those primarily with the people that you care about, and it's going to start recharging you emotionally better than the way, like, acts of service is not my thing. Like, it drains me. Physical touch? Yes. So if I need help, I'll go snuggle with Chris, and I'll feel better afterwards. If I could go do something for him, it's just going to drain me more. So, find what works for you, use it. But remember, whenever you are trying to give it, you can't pour from an empty cup. That's something we talk about in counseling all the time. When you are empty, you have no more to give. Find someone who is willing to give to you so that you have more to give. But once you do have enough to give, giving of yourself can refill you more, if that makes sense. So, now how it kind of pertains to you guys more. Although y'all probably have better ones than I do, because I don't do as much computer stuff. But whenever you can, print your material so you're not always looking at a screen. Use the 20-20-20 rule. Look at something at least 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds every 20 minutes. That does not mean go look at the TV or, hey, let me put my phone as far away as possible. Get your eyes off the screen. You are going to give yourselves even more eyesight damage than you already have. I see most of y'all wearing glasses. I wear contacts, I know. So, take short walks whenever possible, even if it's just around the office. Stop sitting at your desk all day. And, oh, but what about standing desks? The research is out on them. Some of them say, oh, it's better for you. Some of them are like, they're just trying to scam you out of your money. So, take a walk. Go out in the sun. I'm probably the palest person in this room, besides my daughter. So I might not be able to say as much on this, but that's a reason why seasonal depression disorder is a thing. There's less sun whenever it's the winter time, so people are more likely to be depressed. When you go into the sun, not only does it help you get your vitamin D, which you all need, it also helps with fighting depression. So get out in the sun, just wear sunscreen, don't get skin cancer. Use eye drops if you need. Wear your glasses if you need. Tired of seeing people squint at their computers. Wear your glasses. Chris, who's not even here, get some glasses. There are glare prevention screen protectors, and I want to say that whenever he was working at Techno, there was someone who had like these particular glasses that reduce glare from his computer that were supposed to help with his eye strain, but I can't 100% remember if that was a thing. That was also like 8 years ago. Yes.
Yeah, I sprung for the tint that changes, you know,
The transition one?
the changes in the sunlight, and I enjoy it. It's like it's not even I haven't even bothered with sunglasses.
Great. Transition glasses. Whatever you need to do to help with eye strain, because eye strain is definitely a thing for you guys. It gives you headaches. It makes you more tired. Like, get it together. So, delegate when needed and possible. I know y'all, like me, like everybody, we're like, man, I'm more capable than that asshole over there. He's so dumb. I'm tired of going over his work. I'm just going to do it all myself. Stop it. You are burning yourself out because you're doing too much. If you can trust him with anything, give it away. Let them do it. If they're going to fail a little bit, fine. Let them get better, because they're not going to get better if you keep giving them stupid work. Let them get better. Let you stop being so burnout. Delegate. So get a job with better workplace expectations, if you absolutely need to. If your job just sucks and it's a black hole of misery and they hate you and all your coworkers suck and are stupid, just leave. Find a new place. There's other jobs out there. Proficient's hiring. If you're at Proficient and you think it sucks, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. CGI's hiring, but Proficient's pretty great. I'm not trying to shit on Proficient. Mary Beth's really awesome. I liked whenever Chris was over there. Although I like Oceaneering too. Not shitting on them either. So, avoiding burnout when working from home. I know some of y'all can use this. Keep work and home places separate. Don't work from all over your house, because then you have no place that is an escape. Have an office or just a room or a couple of rooms that you use whenever you're working. Stay there when you're working, and so you can close them off and leave whenever you're done, because otherwise you can't escape. You're always there. It's always in your face. You're always in the workplace mode, and you work home just isn't going to be home anymore. It's just going to be the office. Take time to get out of the house whenever you're not working. Go see a movie. Go for a walk. Go see someone else's kid. Babysit my kid. Like, just get out of the house. Go see your friends. Huh? You could teach her Java, and then she can learn any other language. Literally any other language. Right?
Okay, no. How about that?
So, social relationships become even more important because you're at home. You don't have coworkers where you can go shoot the shit whenever you're stuck on something, or just whenever you're like, I just need to get away because I'm going to burn this computer. I'm going to go Office Space and just burn it all down. Take a bat to it. So make sure that you're taking time to be social so you're not burning out. Once again, we need those social aspects. We need them, we need them, we need them. Keep a consistent work schedule as you would in an office, because you run into the same issue as the having different spaces. You don't have a time where you can turn it off. We are creatures of habit. We like things to be consistent. We like things the way they are. So, and we fall into patterns. So if you don't have a pattern of, these are the hours that I work, these are the hours that I'm free, you have difficulty turning that off. You never have work time, home time. It's always mesh time. So separate. So, how do you fix burnout? Look at all the things that I said to avoid burnout. Rinse, lather, repeat. Have some patience with yourself. It can take weeks, months, or even longer to recover from burnout. Like my burnout started in June, whenever I had to take on a workload of over 700 offenders by myself. And I'm still working on it. And we're in October now. Give yourself time. It's going to take time. It's going to be a gradual process. Work on it. do your best. Progressive muscle relaxation. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with that. We're going to try it for like 2 seconds. Everybody get really comfortable in your chairs. Feet on the ground. So try to relax your body. Slow your breathing. Now I want you to clench your toes. Tight as you can. Hold it. Let it go. Clench your feet as hard as you can. Hold it. Let it go. Now your calves. And let it go. Do that. You work your way up through your body all the way to your head. Fun fact, the ears are the only part of your body that cannot clench. So don't try that one. But every other part of your body, from tips of your toes to your fingertips to your forehead, making it tense, letting it go. Use those somatic cues to let go of that stress. A lot of the, whenever I was going over how burnout can look and feel, a lot of that stuff was stuff in your body. We hold our stress, we hold our burnout, we hold a lot of our emotions in our bodies, and we feel it physically rather than just emotionally. So doing things with your body to relax it, to force it to relax, can really help get those somatic things out. Get a massage. I know they're expensive, but that can really help. Yeah.
They're actually not that expensive if you shop around. I have my chiropractor has massage therapists on staff, and for an adjustment and our massage comes out to about $100 a pop. So.
Too bad. So if y'all want to get a referral for his massage therapist / chiropractor, he's here. So get a massage. Get out of the situation that led you to be burnout in the first place. If it's your marriage, if it's your job, sometimes you just got to get out. I've done marriage counseling before. Sometimes it is to resolve the issues in the marriage. Sometimes it's to dissolve the marriage. It's not all marriages can be healthy. Not all work situations can be healthy. Not all lifestyle situations can be healthy. If it's leading to you to be burnout and you don't really see any of those things helping, and sometimes you just got to get out. Find a new job.
It's your fault.
Whenever a marriage ends, it's not one person's fault or the other. It's both of y'all's. So.
She said it's only half your fault.
I mean, it's not always 50-50, but you know. So, whenever I was saying that I was going to give this presentation recently, somebody asked me this question, so I figured I'd put it in just for funsies. And just in case y'all were wondering, like that person was. So how do I know if I'm burned out or if I'm just lazy? Try a few of the methods previously mentioned. Do you still feel the same way? If you start to feel better, you are burned out. If not, you might still be burned out, but you might be lazy. You know, it happens.
Wait, lazy people aren't stressed about being lazy though, right?
It depends.
It's like
I feel like
Some people are really hard on themselves.
I feel like I'm very stressed about how lazy I am.
I mean, if you start to work out and you're like, I can't do this, you start getting stressed about it, you're probably lazy.
Yeah, I don't really work out.
I think though, you might be lazy. How do you know if you're burned out? That's hard. I've been burned out significantly twice in my life, and I didn't know it until after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look for those things that I talked about.
What I found for me is whenever I was much more irritable and short with my coworkers, that was a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're burned out.
That was
But I'm like an asshole all the time, so it's hard to tell.
So maybe just your entire personality is burnout. Maybe you just
maybe
are
first
a
time
black
you
hole
know.
of burnout and you just throw it out on everyone else. Have you ever considered that?
Damn.
I'm starting to
Questions!
What's wrong with you, right?
You should follow that point that says stop being hard on yourself.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm a perfectionist, but I like stuff to be perfect.
Yeah, I struggle with.
My wife likes that too. It's like, you know, it's two of us, you know, so it's.
I struggle with that
It's
too.
a high expectation.
Until I realized, like, I had to make a conscious effort to be like, things are okay, you know, with not being perfect, and it changed my life. You know, I still definitely have perfectionist tendencies, but I don't know I don't know what made it click in my head, but it was this like self-realization, it's like epiphany I had. That, like, being a perfectionist was like not gonna work out, because yeah, nothing's ever perfect.
Yeah, and the things that you tell yourself become your reality. So if you start telling yourself, it's okay to not be perfect, it's okay that this isn't perfect, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, even if you have to do it 200-300 times a day, it starts to become your reality. So that's definitely something that you can try if you are struggling with that. Any other questions?
Just one more comment. I would take like 2 or 3 minutes and just like kind of like clear my head, you know, like turn off my phone, kind of shut my door, and just like, it sounds silly and like that it wouldn't work, but it made like crazy amounts of difference for me. It was super effective. But it took, honestly, doing that and like the 1-day vacation thing, I always thought like, oh yeah, that's for like other people. And when I started applying it to myself, it made like a big difference.
A lot of people find a lot of these things are, they're from somebody else, until you realize, oh man, my life kind of sucks right now and I don't like myself or my life or how any of this is. And that's whenever you have to make a change. And sometimes I didn't put it in there, but thank you, meditation. Meditation, if that's something that you're good at, if you're into. Although, little asterisk, if you have history of trauma, sometimes meditation can be difficult or bring up some bad stuff. So if you have a history of trauma, maybe go over it with your therapist first. But
Yeah, I like to overload myself.
do you like
I
to,
mean, like,
or
I
is
don't-
it
I
just
don't know if
something you
it's-
have a
I
tendency to do?
intentionally do it, but I don't like to be idle.
Oh yeah.
Like,
You
so,
just maybe so.
like, I build shit all the time and fix shit and dig into shit, and I'm looking for something to take apart and or repair. I mean,
I think
like,
that's
literally,
probably a lot
if
of
there's
us.
nothing in my job, like, I'll go try to take the lawnmower apart and fix.
Are you
something.
avoiding something?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Do you have difficulty working, like do you have difficulty sitting with yourself alone in your thoughts and your emotions?
I mean, I don't know what
You guys can talk about this
normal
privately.
is, but like, I don't spend a tremendous amount of time doing that.
Would you be uncomfortable doing that?
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it.
That could be something that you could bring up with your
That might make
therapist.
me uncomfortable. But like, am I supposed to want to like sit alone? I guess is my question.
Some people like it, some people don't. But whenever you find that you are becoming a workaholic because you just can't sit with yourself, that's an issue.
Yeah, I've already become a workaholic. It's like.
But is it because you can't sit with yourself? Sounds like some
I do stand when I work, so I don't sit with myself.
Sounds like some self-exploration for you, buddy.
Okay, well, I mean, how much do you charge per hour?
Well,
$5 right
thankfully, the most I've ever charged a client is $3. So, but you have to come to the jail and put in a tellme and go in the waiting list. So.
It'd be 701.
Or just commit a crime.
Actually, it's 780.
No.
I might explore other counseling options.
I can give you a reference after this presentation. So, references. A lot of the stuff that I just copied and pasted that was at the beginning is in that first one. 5 love languages, if that's something you're into. I went to school for 7.5 years. I went to some conferences, various places. Y'all are all better Googlers than I could ever be. So find your own stuff. Ta-da!